What's going on, guys? We have got a super cool treat for you today. So you know, Screen Junkies makes honest trailers, but it's rare that we get the creators or directors of one of the films we do an honest trailer about to come in and talk about it. Well, that's what's going down today. We have the directors of Captain America Civil War and the honest trailer we're going to talk about today, Captain America Winter Soldier, the Russo brothers. Fellas, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
And the people who made the honest trailer are not going to get out of here unscathed. You're going to have to sit here and watch these men who sweated it out making a feature film call you out on your little shenanigans.
Right.
Thanks, Al.
Dan Merle, writer, editor, and Spencer Gilbert, one of the our writer of honest trailers. Fellas, Anthony, Joe. So there's a story floating around that you had talked about honest trailer proofing your movie.
We did. It was a big phrase that I would use when we were working on the script in the writer's room. Typically, Anth and I and Marcus McFeely, who wrote Winter Soldier and wrote Civil War and are writing Infinity War, would get together with the producer, Nate Moore, and we would go through the script together. And if there were any sort of lapse in logic, it was always my phrase, like, I'm not going to let honest trailers beat us up over this lapse in logic, so we're going to fix this story point.
You would be surprised how much the idea caught on, though, and how frequently we used the phrase honest trailer proof. I mean, it was
wow.
It was like, for months and months it was used.
You're
dozens of times.
influencing pop culture.
Thank you.
That's amazing. How does that feel, you guys?
Well, it feels great to hear, but now I feel like a kid called into the principal's office. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think, without further ado, what do you say we watch it all together, and feel free to stop it, call us out, give us a little story, any notes. Yeah, if you want to punch up any of their jokes, also feel free.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We've got a few suggestions.
Awesome. Without further ado.
Okay, I have an issue with this.
Yes.
I was kidding.
Oh, okay.
You weren't that impressed with his first movie. He wasn't your favorite Avenger. Now, get ready for the sequel that made everyone say, holy sh**, who knew Captain America kicked so much ass?
Okay, let's pause there for a second. Yeah, let's talk about Captain America for a minute.
Yeah,
of course.
So I was a big comic book collector as a kid. Cap was not a favorite character of mine growing up. The issue I had with Cap as a character is that I found him very square. So our whole approach with the movie was, how can we make Cap interesting to a comic book fan like myself who didn't love the character?
The first movie, First Avenger, was very much a love letter to the golden age of the character, which is great. Way to introduce him. But we thought, okay, now that he's gone away for 70 years and he's coming back to the modern world, here's an opportunity for the guy. He can be somebody different. He can decide he wants to join the modern world.
The Captain is back, and he didn't skip leg day.
Now, what's interesting about this is, he's a super soldier, and he's got a Frisbee. So, you are kind of limited in your expression on an action level of him as a character, which in turn, as a director, then puts us in a position where we go, okay, well, maybe we have to up the volume of ass kicking because we can't vary up the style of it dramatically, and which is why he kicks a lot of people in this.
He literally kicks ass.
Yeah.
I have to say, watching the movie the first time, that moment, and it's coming up in this one when he kicks the guy over the boat, that was the moment in my head where I was like, okay, this is different. This is going to be a different Cap. Okay, I'm on it. Yes.
Cool. The phrase you used is like literally what we would use when we would talk to the stunt team or to the producers, and in terms of why we wanted that sequence in the movie, is like we want this sequence to announce that to the audience that this is a different Captain America. That's literally how our headline, our title of the sequence is.
When he's not kicking ass or taking names, follow Cap as he spends his free time freaking out kids at museums.
That's our
hanging
nephew.
with his gills.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And catching up on the last 60 years of pop culture.
I'll put it on the list.
Man, Star
A lot of
Wars
discussion
blew
about
my
this
mind.
list.
Yeah, what are some things that didn't
Let's
make
pause
it?
right there, yeah.
I love
jeez.
that. 'Cause we like, we worked on shows like Arrested Development, Community. We like Easter egging things. We like being self-referential. That's why we did put Star Wars on the list, because we thought it was funny that Sam Jackson appears in both universes. We often refer to that device that he used when the car is flipped over and the Winter Soldier's coming after him, and he cuts a hole in the concrete to escape as his lightsaber.
Yep.
In fact, we were going to do for the bloopers reel, we were actually just going to turn it into a lightsaber when he hit the button on it.
Yeah. He's kind of laying on the ground and he goes.
In the Marvel Cinematic Universe, is it just a coincidence that Mace Windu looks like
Sam
Nick
Jackson?
Fury, or is it a different? Is it like in Last Action Hero, where it's just that Sylvester Stallone plays all the Schwarzenegger parts?
You're hurting my brain.
When Hydra returns, Cap needs to take him out by forming a team he can trust, including Black Widow, a sneaky double agent who he really shouldn't trust, and Falcon.
Now, to
a
be fair,
random
he
guy
did
he
build
met
trust
on
with her over the movie.
Sam Wilson.
But he
Steve
did
Rogers
just meet
watches Cap.
Sam Wilson.
That's
So
true.
that is also fair.
Yeah, I had a Black Widow question. Were you trying to set up a Widow Cap romance, or or maybe a different romance than they went with in Ultron?
We always thought of it as like a work wife, work husband relationship. So there was an intimacy to it in our minds always, but it was never necessarily sexual.
We thought if it got romantic, it would be predictable. We thought it'd be more interesting if we kept them platonic, but developed like a deep brother-sister kind of relationship between the two of them, where a Cap as a guy with a code and her as a double agent who never has a code are forced to trust each other and work with each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is where we just throw up our hands and say the movie's
What?
good.
You have to be honest. It's good. But since Honest Trailers is a comedy series, get ready for nitpicking. Prepare for the shocking revelation that Hydra has been secretly growing inside of S.H.I.E.L.D. all along, despite the fact that the previous Marvel movies really didn't do anything to set that up.
To be fair,
Okay,
we did
nitpick. Let's pause.
we
Okay.
did not make the previous Marvel film.
Well, you see how far we had to stretch, because every nitpick is like a subtle variation on how didn't they know Hydra was there?
Right?
Yeah.
But I think we have to nitpick back, right?
Yeah,
It's fair.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's like,
Please
For
do.
sure.
Also, do you really have to set it up?
Do you?
I mean, Hydra was really biding their time very well. They stayed quiet through a lot of ups and downs for S.H.I.E.L.D. And then now is the moment.
So a lot of people collecting on heart attack insurance. A lot of over the years, a lot of secret deaths inside the organization.
And at the end of the day, the plan was to shoot everyone from the sky, if I remember correctly.
The plan is to gain control of this powerful secret weapon and
Shoot everyone.
shoot a lot of shoot a lot of bad people on a list
Well, it was
of,
a double. It was
of potentially dangerous
two components,
individuals to Hydra. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Aren't you guys scared of futurism? Aren't you scared of predictive technology?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
It is very scary.
we will bow to our robot overlords one day.
it's what Elon Musk calls Phase 2.
Yes.
Does it keep you up at night?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Try to ignore questions like, when did Nick Fury stop wearing the bulletproof vest that saved his life in the Avengers? Why didn't Tony Stark find
pause.
out about Hydra?
Okay.
So Nick Fury was, if you recall, when he got jumped by the Winter Soldier and his team, he was just driving home from work.
True.
You know?
He wasn't going
thinking
to
about dinner.
obtain a tesseract.
Yeah.
He wasn't on official duty to go get a Tesseract.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Fair
probably
enough.
just going to pick up a burger and go home and watch some Netflix.
Big Kahuna Burger.
Exactly. Oh, nice. Another universe
Another
involved.
universe.
Why didn't Tony Stark find out about Hydra when he decrypted all of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s files? How did an agency that employs
Now,
thousands
that's
of
fair.
people
Yeah.
hide the
How
fact
did
that
Tony
half
Stark
of its
didn't find
agents
out?
were
This
members
is
of the
because
secret
here's the
company?
answer.
So positive.
Hydra was burying all the files so deep.
They
They
called
weren't
it
even available.
double secret encryption.
Double encryption.
Yeah.
How did an agency that employs thousands of people hide the fact that half of its agents were members of a secret Nazi death cult for over 60 years? If
cover.
S.H.I.E.L.D. had their hands on the Tesseract for so long,
All right,
why
wait,
didn't
pause.
Hydra
We're
just
going to address each nitpick, even though it's probably bore you with it. It isn't technically half of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay.
It was a
What
portion
was
of
the
S.H.I.E.L.D.
percentage? Do you know?
know,
What do you think roughly?
Here's the thing.
Third,
They,
which is
much
which is
less
less
than a half,
egregious than a
guys.
half.
Yeah,
Yes.
no.
And it was probably department specific, like
Yeah.
more the arms guys than the IT staff.
Yes. Well, there you go. We in our minds, which you can't trace this in the storytelling, but it's like there were people in
It's a
key
strike force,
positions,
Rumlow and his
exactly,
team, and-
that could steer other members into the right positions, etc. Whatever.
How many Hydras were in HR?
We do say specifically in the movie that that Strike and the helicarrier crews had been infiltrated, so they had really done a targeted takeover of ubiquitous takeover.
There's
of
like
S.H.I.E.L.D.
one Hydra guy in the mailroom just switching up people's addresses.
So sit back and enjoy the best standalone Marvel movie since Iron Man. Full of awesome action, awesome cameos, and one awesome twist. They run into the ground, where Bucky turns out to still be alive.
This is your
and Dr.
best
Zola
nitpick.
turns out to still
This
be
might even be a little more than a
and Nick
nitpick,
Fury
I would
turns out to
say.
still be alive.
This is a Marvel
And
in
Crossbones
general
turns out-
critique, is that no one
Okay,
stays
no
dead
one ever
except
really dies.
Terrence Howard.
There's a financial impact to killing people in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
And
you know.
comic books, nobody ever dies in comic
Nobody
books
ever
either.
dies,
I mean,
right.
it's a comic book convention.
You know, it's a very, it's an upside and a downside. If you kill somebody, you destroy people's hopes of future stories, obviously. But when you never kill somebody, you sort of lose the dramatic
Impact.
tension,
There are no
you know?
stakes.
So it's like
So,
it's a lose-lose.
you know, who knows? Someday maybe somebody will die.
Starring American Austin Powers, Mad Eye
These are
Moody,
particularly stupid.
Unfrozen
They really are.
This is what I love.
I
about
love
the show.
Unfrozen Caveman Soldier. Yes, we should
Robert
call. We should,
Redford
you know, Marvel
and
uses these,
Hail Hard Drive.
secret
Captain
titles
Robert
for the
Redford
movies while they're shooting.
He's cool
Yeah.
now.
Perhaps
Should
the
have called
stupidest
Civil
and my
War
favorite.
Unfrozen Caveman
So,
Soldier.
Cap bets the safety of the free world on two people not wanting to buy gum.
Now, in fairness,
Not a
he
great
knew
plan.
he was going to be back within a few hours.
Okay.
So if there was, what was it? Was it Bubble?
Bubblicious.
Bubblicious. Is that kind of a run on Bubblicious?
When you're between a rock and a hard place, you know, you make choices.
What was the
sometimes.
bidding war like between the Bubblicious people and the Juicy Fruit people?
It was extreme.
I'm sure there's somebody at Marvel that can tell you that.
I bet.
It's like an anti-product placement because no one wants it.
Yeah.
By the way, I have some Bubblicious. That's how the deal got struck. I have 6 years worth of free Bubblicious.
Just a room full of Bubblicious.
Yeah, it's, can't get
I
rid
hate
of it.
Bubblicious. So.
So what's it like sitting here with these gentlemen? They watched your work. They commented on it.
Well, it's a lot less painless than Thor.
Thor, we took a little of the fire,
Took a
a
beating.
little bit more.
Yeah, you hammered Thor a little bit.
And Zach was he hammered right back.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Did he do his homework before he came in? He studied it and he was like,
He
wrote
had
a
an answer for
thesis
everything,
and-
which was
He just knew it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But man, it's an honor and a privilege, and it adds an undue amount of pressure when we write the next one. So thanks.
And do we know we definitely have to do one for Civil War? It's yeah.
For sure. Gentlemen, Anthony, Joe, your street cred went up big time for coming in here and watching the Honest trailer and commenting on it. Thanks for making a great movie, and it's been a pleasure.
Look, let me tell you that it's a total joy for us. I mean, we get such a kick out of this. It's a lot of fun. We love what you do, so we're happy to be here and just keep doing it. And give Civil War your best effort, man.
Yeah, we are. We're film fans, and we've seen just about every Honest trailer. We really
Awesome.
do.
Yeah.
We do enjoy poking holes in movies the same way that you do. So
Very cool.
Thank you.
Cool.
Dan, Spencer, thanks for coming across the hall and doing this. Thank you for watching. What did we leave out? Let us know in the comments section below. And what was your favorite part? What would you have nitpicked? Tell us in the comments below. Again, I'm Hal Rudnick. Hit me up on Twitter. Bye-bye.
Hey, Screen Junkies, don't turn that dial. Be sure to check out the epic extra video with the Russo brothers, where they draft their own MCU fantasy teams and answer your questions about Captain America Civil War. It's Russo versus Russo in this epic director battle. Who will win? Click on the box or in the description below to find out.